I've got the girls in. They're all ready to try and get money off you this weekend because they're going to be sailing around the UK. I almost said rowing then. It's the danger saying rowing, of course. That might be a bit more strenuous, I would have thought.
You might row a bit, you never know.
You'd give it a go, couldn't you? You're hearing the voice of Lynn Stonehouse right now and Kim Lyles there. And we've heard from Kim this morning, actually. She was a bit tired when we spoke to her because one of the Helford River rowers, and you'd picked up a paddle or something, hadn't you? You were tired,
That's
exhausted.
right, it was exhausting walking along the beach, yeah.
I can imagine, yeah. And a voice you might know rather well as well. We've got Laura Britton-Long in as well. Hello, girls.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
You're going to be sailing around the UK.
We certainly are.
Yeah, we hope to. We're going to leave at the end of July this summer. There's a crew of 8 women going. It was partly my 40th birthday. I decided we've got to do something big for your 40th. Don't sit around and wait for something to happen. So I said, I'm going to sail around Britain. Who wants to come? And amazingly, I had quite a good response. So there are 7 other coming with me.
People do these things, don't they, for sort of milestone birthdays. Are you regretting it now?
Well, I'm starting to think, now we've put logos all over the boat and posters up, I'm starting to think we're going to have to go now.
Now, I am a bit of an expert on cycling from John O'Groats to Land's End, obviously, because the girls did it for the hospital recently here on the islands. The idea of sailing around the UK, though, I mean, how long are you putting in your diaries for this? How much leave are you asking for?
Well, that's been a bit of the trick, because
Right.
most of us have got small children and work to do. So the biggest problem is having a bit of a window to go. So we've given ourselves 3 weeks, which is
Right.
not very long. So it's not a cruise, it's a proper expedition. It means we'll get to stop maybe 4 times, but a lot of it will be long legs. So the initial plan is to leave from Mila and sail to Dublin.
Okay. That's not part of Britain. Yeah, did you do geography?
Well, we're going round Britain, so it's okay, it's round that bit. We're not going round the UK, so we probably won't go out round Ireland.
Okay, so British Isles then.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're doing a bigger challenge than initially you said then, if you're taking an island.
Well, that's just for the stopping. So then, but the plan is to go up round the top because it is quite tricky going up round the top of Scotland. You've got
That's
to get
Scotland,
the right
that bit, yeah, the top
weather.
bit.
Yeah. It's a long way away. If the weather's really bad, we'll use the Caledonia Canal. But the plan is to go around the top. We're really up for the challenge. We've got 4 fairly experienced sailors and 4 novices. So 4 people have really not sailed, including Laura has not sailed a lot.
Laura's not sailed a lot. Let's hear from Laura. Laura, are you looking forward to this?
Yeah, I think it'd be a fantastic challenge. Really looking forward to it. It's a great team of girls and raising money for a fantastic charity. So, yeah, definitely up for it.
Now, you are obviously a health professional,
Yeah.
so you're calm.
Yes.
You'll be an oasis of calm
Yes.
in the most pressurised moments.
Absolutely.
Out of your crew, who's most likely to cry and demand chocolate first?
Ooh.
Good
I
question.
don't know.
Probably all of us.
Yeah. Ella might.
Ella, yeah.
Ella's not here, so we can say that about Ella. She'll get us for that later, I think.
Yeah.
And who's the organised one?
Oh, Ali and Lynn. No.
Well, I'm good at making lists.
Yeah.
But I'm not that organised, so I'm quite good at delegating though. So I think Ali's quite good at organising. Rhiannon is a brilliant organiser.
Yeah.
She's a complete novice sailor, and she's sort of just decided she wants to go for it. But she's been brilliant. Every time I say, hey, we need this done or that done, she's brilliant. She jumps straight in.
I mean, it's quite a big thing, isn't it, for taking half of your crew as novices?
Yeah, it's that would be interesting. I did want to make sure it wasn't all sailors. I think part of the problem, if there were 8 sailors on board, we might, all have our own way of wanting to do it. And I think that could have been more difficult. And part of the point of going was to make it a real challenge. We're just ordinary people. We're not, brilliant round-the-world sailors. We're not that experienced. We've got enough to be able to do it confidently. But this is a challenge for all of us. But the great thing is, it's more of a challenge if we can take somebody who's not even experienced anything like that at all. That makes it even more exciting.
Yeah, and everybody brings their own strengths to the team, I think, as well. So that's what's important, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, Laura, you haven't done much sailing, so what are you looking forward to the most out of this?
Well, I've done sort of dinghy sailing and wayfarers round Scilly as growing up and things, but I think it's a fantastic thing to be able to do and say, right, okay, this is one, and tick that box off. Meets your midlife crisis head on. I've done gig rowing for a number of years. We're hoping to do well again tonight in the veterans race, and this is just another one of those challenges that you have to take on in life.
Should you not be out in the water now, getting ready?
We've done all that.
These are the two vets world champions sitting
Well,
here.
let's move on to that, actually, 'cause we have touched on that already. Kim, we spoke earlier, a couple of days ago, wasn't it, on the
That's
Holgate
right,
Screen, and you said that the pressure was on, obviously, because you are defending champions.
Yes.
So are you feeling pressurised still?
Well, yeah, I think we're all quite anxious actually. Because last year it was, Falmouth and Mounts Bay sort of came over the line first and was sadly disqualified. So I think for them it was, really, really obviously very disappointing. And for us, we just feel that we'd like to win coming over the line first this year. It'd be great.
Well, we'll see. We'll be able to hear live
Absolutely.
later today. Then tell me about the charity. Why are you doing all of this?
Yeah. Well, I work for the Cornwall Rape and Sexual Abuse Centre, and we're a counselling charity based in Truro for anyone who's been sexually abused. We've had a project running in schools for the last 6 years called Vision, which is raising awareness around sexual abuse and staying safe, particularly sort of through technology. But the funding came to an end, and these girls have said that they'd like to do, their challenge for Vision projects. So it's fantastic. So we're shaking money boxes around this weekend. And we also have a text number now, which is if you text 70007 and then the word Vision, that's a donation of £3 will come on your phone bill. So anyone would like to do that, that would be fantastic.
What's the number again?
70007 and then text the word Vision, and that will be £3.
And we could be a bit naughty and we get handed in mobile phones here. That could be the fee for... No, better not do that.
We do need to tell people to hang on to their mobile phones because Kim has been going around picking up her friends' phones.
Sergeant Craig, are you listening? There might be a live arrest on air
Leave
anyway.
it on the table in the pub.
I got £9 out of a friend last night.
Who's your former friend?
That was Lulu.
Who was it? Oh, Lulu. Oh, no, she's quite gobby, isn't she? We interviewed her the other day. That's me done for, isn't it?
That's right.
Yeah.
We've got hold of the Marine Conservation Society, who have been brilliant. They do a lot of surveys. They quite like to involve the public to come and survey different things, and a lot of people do beach things, but because we're sailing, we can do something more offshore. So we've got the nice bit where they want us to record what wildlife we see. So cross fingers, we'll see whales, dolphins, turtles, things like that. But actually, their most important one, which is sadly more prevalent, is litter at sea.
Well, of course, they do a lot of work on the islands with Claire Lewis. I mean, Laura will definitely be aware of Claire's work with them,
Right.
so they come over quite a bit.
And just sailing over actually a couple of days ago, we saw quite a bit. There's polystyrene boxes in the water. There's always bits of plastic, things floating past.
They filled 18 bags on St Agnes when they came over, yeah.
So what we're going to do is try, as we're going along, is if we see a piece of litter, is to try and log it on the GPS. So they've got a good overview of what we see. But we've also got another project which is really exciting for the Plymouth Marine Laboratories, which there's another row involved in that, Penny Lindick, who is with Salcombe Gig Club. And she works at Plymouth Marine Laboratory, and we're going to do some sampling for them as we go round, probably once a day. And they're really excited about that because they've got a buoy off Plymouth Sound that records different level temperatures, and they take samples and see what kind of microorganisms and things are in the water. So it doesn't sound that glamorous, but it's really, really important. They're doing a lot of work on climate change at the minute. And so the samples that we take will give them a good snapshot of the different organisms that are living around the coast. So that's quite exciting. So
Well, you keep us up to date how you're going, won't you?
Yeah.
we will. We've got a website, which is www.visionroundbritain.org. And almost everything is on there. And while we're going around, we're going to blog and ring. It'd be really nice to be able to ring the radio station and let you know where we are and how we're doing.
Yeah.
Great stuff, yeah. And how many lobsters you've fallen out with on the journey.
How sick we've been. How Laura and I have had a fight over the toothpaste.
I'm glad you're taking some.
Only one tube though.
Is that right?
Yeah, not many showers. We're a bit short on water, so
rations,
we might be a bit smelly when we come back.
And you're going to be shaking the tins later today, are you?
Yeah, absolutely. They're in certain places. People have been really good on Scilly. The heliport have got one on their cafe. Carol's taken one up there. Terry and Jane have got one in 49 degrees, and we'll be out and about wearing our T-shirts, and all donations will be gratefully received.
Yeah, the T-shirts are actually distinctive. They've got a sale on, say, Round Britain Vision, so that should...
And the boat's out in the harbour, actually, so there's a big cat, 42-foot cat with a big logo down the side and flag, so it'd be nice if everybody gives us away. I just have to say, my dad is skipper this evening. So during the race this evening, if he gets in the way, I'm not the person you need to speak to. That's not fair, actually. He's usually very good at keeping out of the way, and everybody on board goes, can't you get any closer?